Throughout my long, and I mean long years of being on the Roblox platform, and before UGC was free, my lord, that was a good thing and a terrible. I've noticed one group of items have always stood out to me. The Overseers. These items have been very old items that you see throughout Roblox. I think a lot of them were made around when Roblox was first being created and it was like first coming to the platform. In these items, they had lore for some apparent reason. Now, we're not gonna say good lore or in detail extensive lore because some of it was copied and pasted from other characters in the catalog. It's a very weird thing, but if you look Overseers Roblox and then click on the Wikipedia, they give you like nothing. So I was thinking in my head, what happens if I expanded on this lore and I created my own redesign of the Overseers? At least the most famous one that you've probably seen. Thank you to all my members that make this even more possible, especially Deronotiris Enjoyer. Deronotiris Enjoyer? Is that how you say that? Holy crap. You guys don't know, but I just ate Sour Patch Kids Extreme, and holy cow. It's not even the sour part. I've been just eating it over the, like, time and day, and wow. I feel sick, man. It's good. Sour Patch Kids, sponsor me, please.
You don't want to be like this.
Anyways, where do we start? The Overseers have been on the Roblox catalog for a very long time, as I said before. But if you want an extensive, like, deep dive lore, I am just remaking the Overseers in how I see fit and like what might make sense in their lore, because they kind of don't have lore. That's the thing. Start making this Overseer. I know that this whole intro section has probably been a bit of a yap fest, but you kind of need all this context to really understand what's happening. Now we're in the juice and the meat of it. In the back, you can see me working on the chest plate of the Overseer, which I spent like 2 days on it, and in the end, which this happens a lot throughout art, I didn't like it. I spent like 2 days on the chest and the shoulder pads, which I'll show here, and it just didn't look right. Like, none of the sculpting techniques that I was using wasn't correct. You know, I'm used to going and taking a creature and meshing it around and then sculpting it like crazy. I actually had to like move around vertices precisely and really get a lot of this definition and detail that I didn't really know how to get because armor is so detailed. So I looked up this video and you'll see how much I improved. In the back here, I'm yapping about, oh, you know, greaves are really hard, armor's really hard in general, and because, well, it's the truth. I'm the type of guy to make creatures and animals and horrible creatures from your worst nightmares. But when it comes to armor, because there's so much freaking detail, like, look at this. Look at all the rivets. Look at all the little detail. It's like I walked in and I was like, you know what? I should go make the Mona Lisa. And then I was like, oh yeah, the Mona Lisa is hard to make. Of course it's hard to make. Of course! let's just say it's really tough for me. Even though I love medieval times and I love fantasy and all this stuff like that, armor has always been a challenge. And honestly, I challenge you, the viewer, if any one of you guys are watching that are 3D artists, I challenge you to make your own armor. Does not have to be perfect. Trust me, I went through a lot of different variants and retries and all this stuff like that. But then do at Sunrave 3D, and I might post it on my channel and shout you out. I want to see what you guys are making and everything like that. And of course, if you guys are liking this new type of content, not really that new, but new type of content, please subscribe and leave a like, because trust me, the bills kind of went hard recently. I get hit with bills because apparently I am a company now. It hurt my wallet to see that. It hurt my wallet. I added a lot of this off camera. Main reason because I was just messing around. I didn't even know if I wanted to like go with this like look, but it's similar to it takes a similar shape, right, to its original, which I'm gonna add spikes in the back, don't worry. I added a little bit more of this like layer by layer, because if you look at his armor, he has a lot of layer by layers stuff. The 1 layer, 2 layers, 3 layer, 4 layer, like if the plates were like on top of each other, which is interesting, and I really like that. So I wanted to keep that design for the kind of, maybe for the whole thing, I don't know. I'm making spikes right now, and something I would always talk about raise, because ever since Blender added it, it's been a great feature, is these curves here. All you gotta do is Shift A, there you go, and then curve. Bezier curve, circle, whatever you choose. I usually choose Bezier. Is always a great start, because you can like subdivide this and everything like that and move it around, right? And it's all generated, because all you gotta do is click on this icon, the data, scroll down, find geometry, do the profile, and put on depths right here. Now instantly, it already looks kind of like a spike, right? But what you can do here is do Alt S, I'm pretty sure. Yep. Keep on scaling that down. Alt S. And scale this one up. And instantly, it's a spike. Instantly. Without anything that you had, any hard stuff. And it's all movable. It's all, you can just move it around, make it look perfect. As perfect as you want. Right? Instantly. That is a good spike. That is a good spike. And then you can even go more into it and control the resolution of the spike, right? Right here. So usually it starts with 12, but you can change it. Change the resolution of here, make it round, or I guess not round, and then this is like rounded corners. So that's awesome. And then on top of that, you can go scroll down here and mess around with the profile to make it round right there. Look at that. So we made it round instantly, moved it over here, made it round. Then we can make it sharp, right? The opposite way. This is round, this is sharp. And then you can add little details, right? You can make it go maybe a little bit sharp like that. Round, sharp. And then just really customize it as much as you want. You just keep on adding, you click on the line and you keep on adding this. And you're like, you know what? I don't like that spike. So you keep on, you just press Control Z to go back. Boom. Right back to where you started, and you can keep on messing around and go back to it. I think everyone should be using curves when you get the chance to. I use them pretty much in every single project. I don't think there's been a project that I haven't used them. Love curves. Yippee, yippee.
my favorite sink.
In the back here, I'm actually putting on the textures for the Overseer, which I had to tweak around and make it like a dark green, kind of. But I use the textures from my asset library that I'm thinking about giving to you guys pretty soon. I don't really know. I'm just trying to make it look professional, so it's worth the money for you guys, because I want to make sure that you guys understand what you're messing around with, you know? But a little bit later, I talk about the lava textures on the Overseer, because looking closely at the model, there's a lot of different detail on it, and one of that detail is the lava. So I had to go and like make the lava texture real quick, so you'll see me making it now. Okay, this is a whole other thing, because I was messing with my lava texture, right? And in the middle of it, my lava texture was way too bright. So I thought to myself, why is it bright? Why is it bright? Why can't I see the colors? And like in the video that I'm following, right? In this video, you look at the colors, right? They're super bright, they're super interesting. Mine, I could show it up on the screen. I think you pretty much saw it, but it was completely white. And I was like, why is it white? Why is it white? And I realized something. I was thinking really hard about it. But a long time ago, Blender updated where they give you in the color management AGX. I don't know what the heck that means. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know what the heck that means. But they say that gives you a lot of realistic look. And this was like a year ago or so. And instantly my mind goes, okay, I'm gonna make that my default for everything. I want you to see this. See how these are more white and not really that like colored? They're kind of green, they take a green tint, but they're not very green. I'm gonna turn it to Filmatic and watch. Do you see that instant color that appears in this photo? Not much color? Instant color. Not that much color? Instant color. This is what it looks like. Now, no colors. It looked sucky. It looks dumb. Doesn't look good, right? Watch it. Let me change to Filmatic real quick. Boom. Instantly. This is interesting. This is colorful. This is good. Wow. You know, I did that for a year. Do you hear me? I had the wrong colors for a year of my life. Man, what the heck? Why do I do this to myself? Why? Back to the video. Just one of my casual crash outs. If you made it this far, I appreciate you so much. You're just supporting me, and I love it. Here I was talking about, oh yeah, how there's multiple plates on his chest, and how I'm going to make that and simulate it. You know me, I just ranted too much about it, and I was like, you know what? I could just make a quick voiceover and make it quick, make it, you know, boom, boom, boom. Don't gotta worry about it. Don't worry. So there's no worries there. I do realize that this video is a little bit longer than my other ones, mainly because this armor really did take a long time, and I hope you guys see that especially because my upload is a little bit dead right now. I'll skip around and probably skip some areas that are not too important, like the shoulder pads or maybe even the thighs. As we get closer to that end point, I'll tell you, don't worry. I'm making his spine right here because I thought it'd be a really cool idea. It's not to just have a spiky spine, but to have like a actual skeleton spine kind of poking out from his armor, or like some type of thing like that. You can see how I really start customizing this and making it my own, not just an overseer. It is my own design. Okay, here's where everything starts to take shape. As you can see here, I really like the chest plate and how it's kind of looking. I will be working on, I think, the shoulder pads and the pants, the chainmail pants, and a little bit of the chainmail armor, because layer by layer, so I'll probably put like a little image here, but there's multiple layers to armor, like in medieval times, so just random thing. There's like usually typically clothes, and then there's padding, and then there's chainmail and some plate armor. I think I could be wrong, but that's what I think it could be. I think that's right. But I really like the difference between the original design and the new one. The new one looks very intimidating, of course, similar to the old one, but it captures the intimidation of the overseer because, in my eyes, overseers, live off of power, which I'm pretty sure is referenced throughout their lore. Quotation marks, lore. They don't get much of it, but I feel like, these overseers might take control of their enemies' minds with their eyes. That's just my thought. Maybe like they have like an influence from like pressure. You know how that shark makes the player look at its eyes and then the player starts dying? Maybe some type of that influence. I wouldn't say dying if you look at it. Maybe, I don't know. I'll probably figure out a little bit more of the lore, but I really wanted to show that these overseers are influenced by power and filled with like maybe battle or war. It's a being beyond this like mortal realm, I guess, to really go into it. Okay, so we've gotten to this stage. This is awesome. I'm starting to really like it.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Really like how it's going. The armor looks really good. I feel like tell me what you think about it in the comments. I added this little black armor stuff, and I feel like it's starting to look really good, and it's starting to make sense, like, I don't know, like, I'm taking some parts of the original armor and I'm taking some parts that I think I should that could have been done better. I added 3 here because I think that's pretty cool. Just 2 because I think 2 is like fine, but 3 is cooler. I don't know, why not? And then I love this because I made it very similar to this. I took inspiration by that. I also should probably add a little knickknack there, but I'll model that in a moment. But yeah, tell me what you guys think about it already. I'm gonna work on it a little bit more. And yeah, it's looking all green and mean, man. Mean green machine. I don't know what to put here. There's no transition. I'm just gonna, So, random little thing here. I don't know if you can tell first, but I have a new microphone. So, tell me how you like it in the comments. Be like, oh no, that's how you see your voice sounds deeper or different or just terrible. You know, just tell me in the comments. I don't mind. But I'm about to make the axe, and I'm working on the side metal panel. I forget what they're called, but I know they're called something. But if you notice, I have this gauntlet. It's in a little bit of a precarious situation. Now you might say, oh yeah, just move it. But if I do move it, look what happens. Because of how I have it built, most of these pieces right here, and you know, really anything like here and all of these pieces, right? They all look glitchy and weird when I move them. It's because the way I have it built, I need to apply all of these modifiers, kind of, before I kind of mess around. So I really need to make sure everything's final. That's why I haven't gave him a second leg. That's why I haven't moved around the gauntlet. Even though I most likely will probably resize a couple of these things and move them around and do all that stuff. I am going to do that in a little bit, but just not right now. But I'm soon going to start with one of the most iconic things about this character, which is his axe. I'm very excited for that. In the back here, I'm working on the grip for the axe, which surprisingly took a while of tinkering around. I don't know, like I don't know why it took so long. Well, I know why it took so long. It just was like very minute details that I need to go back and forth on, and you know, how big and thick it is and how small it is. I don't know. It was a whole little thing, but I made it look good finally. And I was like, you know what, this looks pretty good. As you can see, the axe looks very similar to the original axe, which is what I wanted to achieve in the first place. Is I wanted it to, of course, be this kind of remastered look, I guess, or redesigned. Huh, wow, who would ever say redesign in this video? But I really wanted to capture that look of the original axe, and I added a bunch of small little details that I hope you can see in the final that really makes it pop. Of course, tell me how you feel about it in the comments. If you hate it, tell me about it. If you don't, tell me about it. That's pretty much it, guys. I've spent way too long on this, by the way. I've spent so long because you guys, I just want to make sure it's very clear. I have been stressed the heck out so much. I've had college project over college project, essay, exam. You know, college is good for you guys. It's not easy, but it's good for you guys. Okay, so we're around the final wrap. Woo! Dude, this project has taken way too long. Way too long. Okay, worked my butt off. I hope you guys like it. And if you've made it this far, type in the comments, holy cannoli, or holy cow. Let's do holy cow. That was a long video. Because you just sat through a 25-minute long Sunray video. I come back strong with a 25-minute long video for you guys to enjoy and watch. Anyways, thank you so much for watching it. Time for the beauty shots. I've been waiting to say that for weeks. Woo! Watching, and if you made it through this entire video without skipping, I appreciate you so much. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or night. Tell me what you think about my creation in the comments below, and peace out.